everyone. So today we will be finishing with the first chapter. Today will be the last topic. Before going into the topic, we will discuss yesterday's homework. So in yesterday's homework I had given you about valency and atomic size. First we will discuss the valency. You have to draw the table. In the table I haven't given you the table. Okay. In the table you have to first write the name of the element, then atomic number, then valence electronic configuration, then valence electrons and valency. Okay, first first element, second atomic number, third electronic configuration, fourth valence electrons and fifth valency. Okay, now I'll just tell you what are the valencies. Hydrogen 1, helium 0, lithium 1, beryllium 2, boron 3, carbon 4, nitrogen 3, oxygen 2, fluorine 1, neon 0. Okay, you may check. Now, sodium 1, magnesium 2, aluminium 3, silicon 4, phosphorus 3, sulfur 2, chlorine 1, argon 0, potassium 1 and calcium 2. Okay, you may check your answers. If you are having any difficulty, you may ask. Now, for the questions in the textbook, think about it on page number 24. Those questions. What is the relationship between the electronic configuration of an element and its valency? The answer is there in the notes. You may check. It is an important question, very frequently asked question, 2-mark question. The atomic number of beryllium is 4, while that of oxygen is 8. Write down the electronic configuration of the two and reduce their valency for the same. Even this question was asked once in some of the schools. So for beryllium, the electronic configuration is 2,2 and its valency is 2. For oxygen, its electronic configuration is 2,6 and its valency is 2. The table on the next page is made on the basis of modern periodic table. Write in it the electronic configuration of the first 20 elements below the symbol and write the valency. You may see there is a box given towards the right. You have to write the electronic configuration of these first 20 elements. We have finished this in the first lecture itself. You have to just write the electronic configuration. For hydrogen it is 1, for helium it is 2, lithium 2, 1, beryllium 2, 2, boron 2, 3, carbon 2, 4, nitrogen 2, 5, oxygen 2, 6, fluorine 2, 7, neon 2, 8, sodium 2, 8, 1, magnesium 2, 8, 2, aluminium 2, 8, 3, silicon 2, 8, 4, phosphorus 2, 8, 5, sulfur 2, 8, 6, chlorine 2, 8, 7, argon 2, 8, 8. For potassium it is 2, 8, 8, 1 and for calcium it is 2, 8, 8, 2. You may check your answers. Next, what is the periodic trend in the variation of valency while going from left to right within a period? So what happens when we go from left to right in a period? It goes on increasing from 1 to 4 and then decreases to 0. I repeat, it goes on increasing from 1 to 4 and then decreases to 0. Next, What is the periodic trend in the variation of valency while going down a group? Explain your answer with reference to group 1, group 2 and group 18. So what happens to valency when we go down a group? It remains the same. For group 1, the valency of all the element is 1. Okay. Next, for group 2, the valency of all the elements are 2. For group 18, the valency of all those elements is 0. Okay, so these are the answers. Now we may move on to the next homework. On page number 25, use your brain power. There is a box given. This box is also asked several times. By referring to the modern periodic table, find out the periods to which the above elements belong. Okay, so to which period does these elements belong? They belong to second period. Arrange the above elements in a decreasing order of atomic radii. You have to arrange them in the decreasing order. The first one is lithium, then beryllium, then boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. Does this arrangement match with the pattern of second period of modern periodic table? Yes. You may check this in the periodic table. It is in that sequence. Which of the above elements have the biggest and smallest atom? Lithium is the biggest and oxygen is the smallest. Okay, because when we go from left to right, the atomic size go on decreasing. Next, what is the periodic trend observed in the variation of atomic radius while going from left to right within a period? The atomic radius decreases. Okay, so this is the answer for the next question. Now the next question, again use your brain power on page number 25 itself. By referring to the modern periodic table, find out the group to which the above elements belong. To which group do they belong? They belong to the first group. Arrange the above elements vertically downwards in the increasing order of atomic radii. What is the increasing order? It is lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Does this arrangement match with the pattern of the first group of modern periodic table? Yes. Which of the above elements have the biggest and smallest atom? The cesium is the biggest and lithium you have to answer it as smallest because hydrogen is having a special property. Even if you write hydrogen, they shouldn't cut the marks. What is the periodic? Okay, they haven't given hydrogen. So lithium is the smallest. So which is the biggest? Cesium is the biggest and lithium is the smallest. What is the periodic trend observed in the variation of atomic radii down a group? So what happens to atomic radii down a group? Down a group, the atomic radii decreases. Is it correct? No. It is increases. What happens to atomic radii down a group? It increases. Now we may move on to today's topic. Today's topic is electronegativity and electropositivity. Electropositivity is also called as metallic character. Okay, so electropositivity is also called as metallic character. So what is electropositivity? Electropositivity is the ability to lose electrons and electronegativity is the ability to gain electrons. Okay, now we will see what happens to electronegativity and electropositivity across a period. This is the third period given. Elements lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. Okay, these are the elements which belong to second period. Atomic number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Electronic configuration 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So you may see as the number of electrons in the outermost shell increases, okay, what will this one do? This will lose. This also will lose. This also will lose. this will share, this will gain, gain, gain. Okay, so when you go from left to right, electronegativity, that means the ability to gain electrons, it increases. Why? Because the atomic size decreases, so the electronegativity increases. What happens to electropositivity? It is the ability to lose electron. This will lose, this will lose, this will lose. These don't lose. Why? Because they have already many electrons and the atomic size go on decreasing. So as the atomic size decreases, the electropositivity decreases. Okay, so what happens to electronegativity? It goes on increasing from left to right, and electropositivity goes on decreasing from left to right. Now we will see what happens down a group. So what happens down a group? You may see the table. What is electronegativity? It is the ability to gain electrons. What is electropositivity? It is the ability to lose electrons. So you may see when we go down a group, the hydrogen 1, 3, 11, 19, the electronic configuration is 1, 2, 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 8, 8, 1. So the number of shells are going on increasing. As the number of shells increases, the atomic size increases. Okay, as the atomic size increases, the ability to gain electrons decreases and the ability to lose electrons increases. So electronegativity decreases. Why? Because the ability to gain electrons decreases. Why? Because the number of shells increases and the atomic size increases. What happens to electropositivity? Electropositivity. What is electropositivity? It is the ability to lose electrons. It will increase because the atomic size go on increasing. Okay, so this is the next topic, electropositivity or electronegativity. Okay, so according to the textbook, there is a table given in the textbook. You may see on page number 26. Okay, page number 26, the decreasing atomic radius. When you go from left to right, the atomic radius decreases. So electronegativity increases. Electronegativity is also called as non-metallic character. What happens to electropositivity? Electropositivity decreases. Metallic character decreases. What happens when you go from top to bottom? When you go from top to bottom, electronegativity decreases and electropositivity increases. Why? Because the atomic size increases. Okay, hope you have understood the chapter. Now in the chapter on page number 27, towards the end there is a topic, gradation in halogen family. What is halogen family? Halogens are elements in the 17th group of the periodic table. Okay, we had discussed it earlier also. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. These are the elements which belongs to halogens in the 17th group. So you may see that paragraph is very important. The general formula of halogens is X2. The molecular formula of fluorine is F2. Chlorine is Cl2. And the fluorine and chlorine are gases. Bromine is a liquid and iodine is a solid. These are the points which you have to note. It could be asked as an objective question. Next, on page number 28, there is a box with a heading, do you know? What happens to reactivity of the elements as we go down a group? Okay, they have taken the second group of beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium. Okay, that group they have taken. As you go down a group, the reactivity increases. On the top of the box you may write as we go down a group, the reactivity increases. So according to the table, beryllium does not react with water, magnesium reacts with hot water, okay, or steam, and calcium, strontium, barium, they react with water at room temperature. Okay, so beryllium do not react with water, magnesium reacts with steam, and calcium, strontium and barium react with water at room temperature. So that means what happens to reactivity when we go down a group? When we go down a group, the reactivity increases. Okay, hope you have understood the chapter. Go through the chapter again and again whenever you get time, and if you are having any doubts you may ask. Okay, now the exercise, you may see the first question, that is match the following. It is a very important question which is asked for 3 marks. Okay, 3 marks, and the answers for the exercise questions are provided to you in the notes. You may check the objectives. Okay, even if you are not able to see or read properly what has been given in the for the question answers, okay, even if you are not able to read the question answers, go through at least the MCQ questions, objective questions, and the objective questions from the exercise. Okay, so in the exercise you may check the answers. Okay, you may check the answers in the notes, and if you are having any doubts you may ask. Okay, so we have finished with the first chapter. Go through the chapter again and again and read it minimum 5 times. It is a very important chapter, having a weightage of about 4 marks. Okay, 4 marks compulsory and 6 marks with option. Okay, this is a tentative value, so you may note this. Hope you have understood. Thank you.